I'm Steve Skojek. You might remember me from such self-help films as the OnePeterFive Minute. Today is Friday, June 7th, 2019, and it has been a spell since last we saw you. But there are several news items this week I wanted to talk about, and this seemed the best and most efficient way to do it. Cardinal Walter Kasper, the Pope's BFF, seems to only make his way into the news when he's running something up the public flagpole for El Jefe, which, for those of you who don't speak Spanish, means the Jefe. This time he's introducing us to the synthetic fruit of what appears to have been a Hegelian long game on the question of women's ordination. You see, for years they've been playing coy with us. Maybe we'll ordain women to the diaconate. Oops, maybe we won't. Maybe we should revisit women in the priesthood. No, we could never do that. And just when they had us expecting the worst, they retreated to a more sane-looking position. You know, just the ordination of married men. According to Herr Cardinal, the ordination of women is out of the question, of course, because it would undermine quote, millennia-old tradition. And yet, the Cardinal concluded, if the bishops agreed through mutual consent to ordain married men, those called viri probati, it's my judgment that the Pope would accept it. Celibacy isn't a dogma. It's not an unalterable practice. He went on to assure everyone whose picture is right next to the word gullible in the dictionary that he's personally, quote, very much in favor of maintaining celibacy as an obligatory way of life with a commitment to the cause of Jesus Christ. In other news, Pope Francis made the critical mistake of speaking on a plane again, this time on his way back from Transylvania. He literally went to Transylvania while he was in Romania. I think it means the Pope's a vampire. After taking a crack at traditionalist Catholics who seek to, quote, safeguard the ashes of times past, end quote, he then went on to actually give a pretty accurate description of the traditionalist movement, probably totally unintentionally. This is what he said, quote, tradition is like the roots of a tree which give us nutrition to grow. You will not become like the roots. You will flower, grow, give fruit, and the seeds will become roots for other people. I actually kind of agree. This is why traditional chapels are full of young families, breeding like rabbits, providing vocations to the church, and keeping priests busy with confessions and other sacraments. You see, if the Catholic Church has any future, it's because of these traditionalists. And if you want to see a, quote, container full of ashes, all you have to do is go hit up your local felt banner hippie music boomer church. It's like a crypt keeper convention up in there. It's creepy. The Pope then went on to tackle a very important question that absolutely nobody was asking. Intercommunion. As the stalwart guardian of doctrinal certitude and sacramental reverence the Pope has become famous for, he said that, quote, there is already Christian unity, and therefore we should not wait for theologians to come to agreement on the Eucharist. Gee, who could have seen that coming? Finally today, George Weigel, who, if you haven't heard it from him 3,000 times, you haven't heard it at all, was a friend of Pope John Paul II and wrote his biography. He knows lots of important people. Weigel recently responded to accusations from Theodore McCarrick that he was, quote, very much a leader of the ultra-conservative wing of the Catholic Church in the United States, end quote, by reminding everyone that he was, in fact, as First Things senior editor Matthew Schmitz accurately described him, quote, a rather potted plant neocon kind of guy, end quote. He also took pains to remind us how thoroughly he has attempted to prove and profit from that description.
I defy any serious person to browse through my 25 books, or the thousands of my articles and columns, and find credible evidence of ultra-conservatism. Such charges only come from real ideologues, and therein lies another lesson from the McCarrick affair. In this instance, his mendacious and quite relentless campaign to define anyone to his starboard as a conservative nut.
No, that's not what George Weigel sounds like. but he should. Yes, heaven forbid anyone be seen as a conservative. Given the chance to talk about his potted plantedness on Raymond Arroyo's The World Over, Weigel reminded the audience that he was not just any potted plant neocon kind of guy, but the sort who is dismissive of the concerns of many Catholics who are concerned about the crisis the present pontificate represents, while still managing to be endlessly self-promoting.
I said in the Catholic World Report piece I published yesterday about my little cameo role in this.
Oh yes, which we're going to get to. Don't ruin it, George.
And more to the point, and I want to underscore this as I did in my Catholic World Report article yesterday, which perhaps you can post on your website.
We'll put it up on Facebook.
I think he took this squib in Vatican Insider as a way to backstab me with the Pope. He was probably unhappy that I had had 2 private audiences with the Holy Father at that point.
Weigel then went on to reveal to anyone who cared to listen that he'd known about Archbishop Vigano's claims that McCarrick was under unofficial sanctions all along.
As we discussed at the time of the first Vigano testimony, Archbishop Vigano has told me that same account 3 different times. Once shortly after it happened, twice some years after that.
Although he says he mentioned it to Raymond Arroyo in the past, I couldn't find any evidence of a statement. In fact, his First Things article about this subject from 2018 made no mention of it whatsoever. So just why the hell did he wait so long to say something? I mean, it's been almost a year since Vigano's original testimony came out, and the man has been endlessly maligned over this point and others. He's also hiding for fear of his life because of what he revealed. It seems a little verification might be, in order, but I guess George didn't have a new book to sell at that point. It's always good to get on the old TV, for a summer media tour, when you have a new book coming out on, I don't know, hypothetically maybe September 17th, 2019.
Author of The Fragility of Order and the forthcoming The Irony of Modern Catholic History. Welcome, George Weigel, back to the program.
Thank you, Raymond.
Great to see you.
Hypothetically. Until next time, I'm Steve Skojak, and this has been the OnePeterFive Minute. Thanks for watching.
I'm Sven Jorgensen.
Wait a minute. I wasn't recording. Fudge. Okay, no. That was supposed to happen. Shut up, dog. So we're just gonna not do this until he stops barking. So this is why recording at home is dumb. And the truck goes away. By reminding everyone that he was, in fact, as First Things senior editor Matthew Schmitz. Say that 3 times in a sentence. Try it again. First Things senior editor Matthew Schmitz. That's a lot of S's. I feel like there's something else I need to say. Oh, the microphone fell down. Well, that's all unusable.